Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this and asked if there's any way to trace this, and there's literally no way. I mean, this is too fuzzy. But this would be really easy to draw, and I'm not going to draw it for him, but I did go on the internet and I found the measuring spoons, the measuring cup, and some mason jars. And if you need help, I'll actually send you this file. And for the one I'm doing it for, change your duplicate distance to 0, 0. And keep it there. But the way I made the mason jars after I had one traced is just take your shape tool. Well, we got to ungroup it. And also I meant to change them back. I made my nose really big this morning, trying to answer a question for somebody about nose size. And this is way too big. But then just take it and got them all selected and just hold down your control button. And then you have a smaller mason jar. And I was just going to send him this, and I thought he might have trouble making this. And it's really easy. So we've got the original. And I might see stuff differently than a lot of people. I see two rectangles. So let's do it. Rectangle. Down to there, over to there. Second rectangle. Over there to over there. There's our two rectangles. Now they do have curves on them. So what we're going to do now, instead of converting them to curves and stuff, we're only going to work on one side. So we're going to take the 3-point curve line, which works perfectly in this, and I'm going to go from right there to about right there, and then just look at that. Okay, I'm not going to do the other side, so they'll be even. And I'm not going to do the bottom. I'm only going to do the top. Now this one's a little bit differently. And I'm going to try to go from like there to there, and we're going to make it centered. Now it doesn't do a perfect job, but you can always take your shape tool and change things, bring it back down, add a node, bring it up, and you could work on that till, my famous saying, the cows come home. I'm going to move this out of the way, and there's our box. Now, what I want to do first is take away these extra lines so we have that shape. Now, we're going to do a couple of things, but I said we were going to work on this on half of it. So now I'm going to get a 2-point line, and I'm going to try to have it snap to the midpoint of that line and then make it bigger. I'm going to delete this half. Now, I should have maybe done it the other way first. Now, this thing has some little bit rounded corners on it, and we've got square corners. So I'm going to go to Windows, Dockers, Join, or go to Corners, and I've already done it, and it's like 0.2. So I'm just going to do the outside edges, 0.2. It's just giving, and he can play with that whatever he wants to do. Okay, now we have those rounded edges on those items. Now, I'm going to Control G to group that together, Control D to duplicate it. While holding down the control button, I'm going to mirror it over. I could keep going, but I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And then I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and mirror it upside down. And by doing that, now I can take this corner and go right to that corner. And you see now we have both shapes. I'm a little bit off there, but that's okay. Because now we're going to fill that. Whoop. So I got a leak. Probably these double lines. So let's take away one set of lines. Yeah, when I made a copy, it's just not perfect. And you know what? It scares me now, so I'm going to take a rectangle just in case it does leak. And it doesn't. What the Smart Fill tool did was seal it all up. So now you have a perfect line. Perfect. Everything's even, everything's rounded. Now we're going to go to, and if we look, we've got a contour line around it. We're going to go to effects and contour. We're going to contour one time to the outside at 0.1. And if you can tell the difference, well, you know what, the inside might have a little bit of a rounded corner, but he could do that too. I mean, that's pretty much dead on. From there, it's just some typing. You know, put your mason jars in there and type away. You know, that's a squiggle. That could be, if you need help with that. There's a pointed hand. Let's just do that while we're here. Let's go to the internet and pointing clip art. Always say clip art or you'll get some figures. I mean, look at that. Now I would go to images, go to tools, and go to size and get large ones only. Then you can pick one. That's an SD stock. You know, you can find one that's not protected. You know, it'd almost be easy just to draw one. You know, there's a PNG image. And all these they're getting smaller and smaller as far as size, but we can work with this. Copy image. Go back to CorelDraw, open that up. Paste image. Now it's going to come back huge. Lower it, reduce it quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and, I think it's pointing which doesn't matter. It's pointed the other way. So let's rotate it 90 degrees and then flip it so we have the right direction. Now we need to trace it. It's small. Go to trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art. This is how I did the mason jars and everything else. Things like, well, that's terrible. I don't like that at all. Okay, it looked bad on the preview screen. Then you always need to go and check for white. White, and especially if it's a CMYK white, it could engrave. We're going to ungroup it. We're going to grab, I'm not going to grab the white, I'm going to grab the black because the white will stay there. Now we'll put this back and you have nothing but, you know, then I would always make sure it's an RGB black. I'm going to send you this stuff and send me your finished product. That should be easy. Just some typing. You know, you could add that squiggle and that would be really easy. I have 4 pages of squiggles and I bet you I've got something like that I could send to you. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.